Issue 20. Teen Dieting. A teenager is not a child anymore, but not yet an adult either. Even the body is in a state of flux, with some parts growing more rapidly than others and nothing quite fitting together comfortably yet. Most teens look in the mirror and they don't like what they see, especially if they compare themselves to professional models and actors who have perfect bodies. This perceived lack in turn makes them apprehensive about their social acceptance and popularity. They feel that they must somehow intervene in nature's process before it is too late. Some of them turn to surgery to remove fatty tissue or change the shape of their face. But more commonly, they try to diet their woes away. Dieting seldom produces long-lasting alteration unless it is part of a thoroughgoing lifestyle change, and going on a fad diet is generally more frustrating to the dissatisfied weight changer. So, even more drastic eating patterns may be adopted. At this point, developing an eating disorder such as anorexia or bulimia becomes a frightening possibility. The tragedy is that, in a few months, the problem will resolve itself on its own terms. The adolescent body will achieve its complete adult form, and the teenage mind will mature as well. So, even if the grown-up physique is still less than perfect, the person who wears it may realize that the shape of one's body is far less important than how one uses that body to achieve success and happiness for oneself and a better relationship with everyone else. A person may be highly self-conscious about his or her appearance, but in fact, no one else cares very much. In the long run, people are remembered for what they do and how they behave, not for their proximity to physical perfection. What does it mean? 1. Diet their woes away. 2. Intervene in nature's process before it is too late. 3. The problem will resolve itself on its own terms. Comprehension. 1. Why are many teens unsatisfied with the way they look? Give as many answers as possible. 2. What are some of the ways teens try to deal with their appearance? 3. What will happen if teens do nothing about changing their looks?
Teen Talk. One. Do you care about your body shape? Do you think constantly about dieting and exercise? 2. Many teens think they are overweight or underweight, though they are actually normal. How can they be convinced that normal is good? 3. Being obsessed with weight issues can have a grave psychological impact on teens. How can people develop healthier attitudes about themselves? 4. Experts say we can be happy at any size. Do you agree? Discuss your reasoning. 5. How does body shape actually affect your relationship with your friends? Give examples. 6. Do you think you accept your friends' looks even if they are imperfect? 7. Talk about any dietary experiences you may have had. Did they permanently help you achieve your goals?
Opinion samples. 1. Bobby and Joey look very different. One is short and one is tall. One is skinny and the other one is plump. But they both eat healthy, well-balanced meals, and they both get enough exercise to stay fit. Sometimes other kids tease Bobby and Joe about their appearance. Bobby usually takes the criticism hard and puts a lot of pressure on himself to change the way he looks. He knows he can't do anything about his height, but believes he can control his weight. For a while, he works assiduously on a new program of diet and exercise, but soon finds that it is not working very well, and then stops and becomes himself again. Joey, though, knows he feels okay even if some others think he doesn't look okay. And he doesn't let their comments bring him down. Maybe Joey is lazier than Bobby, or maybe he's better adjusted, but he just feels the need to meet other people's standards of how he ought to look. Questions. 1. Is Bobby tall or short? Is Joey thin or stout? 2. Describe how their personalities are different.
Opinion samples 2. Have you ever seen paintings or photographs of people from ages past? In most cultures, at most times, plump men and women were considered far more attractive than thin people. Perhaps the common belief was that thin people were sick or hungry. Maybe the thought was that they were too poor to eat well, while people of financial substance could afford to enjoy themselves at the dining table. Then, in the 1920s or so, movies began to change social perceptions. Typically, people look several kilograms heavier on film than they do in life, so actors and actresses had to lose weight in order to appear normal. As the star system developed, other people wanted to have the fame and money that were associated with celebrity, so they also began to lose weight in an effort to achieve those same goals. But, in fact, the common wisdom in both cases, that thin people were either worse off or better off than others, was simply wrong. It is not a cookie-cutter world at all. A large range of normal, healthy body shapes exists, and none are better than the others as long as people have sufficient quantities of the various vitamins and minerals they need to stay healthy. Questions. 1. Do movies and television programs really create or reinforce stereotypes? In addition to shape, can you think of any other evaluations of human categories that may be affected by the media? 2. Name some celebrities who do not fit the usual criteria for physical beauty.
Dialogue. Honey, I think you should go on a diet.
Dad, are you saying I'm fat?
Well, I didn't want to be rude, but yes, I think you're a little overweight. If you lost a couple of kilos, you would look much more beautiful.
I'm surprised at you and disappointed. How can you be so insensitive about your own daughter? Don't you know how negatively remarks like that can affect a young woman's self-esteem? Don't you want me to feel good about myself?
You know I love you very much. I just want what's best for you.
Why can't I just be comfortable looking the way I do? Not everyone can look like a model, you know, and not everyone wants to either.
I never suggested that you should look like you were starving, but people who are overweight have a lot of medical problems as a result.
And people who don't eat enough also have serious medical problems as a result.
But your problem isn't that you are too skinny, it's the exact opposite.
If you feel that way, I'll just stop eating altogether. In a few weeks, when I'm gone, you'll be sorry that you made that suggestion.
Don't overreact. Nobody ever said that you should diet yourself to death. Just take charge of your appearance and work to make it a little bit better over time. If you do, you'll feel better and have more boyfriends.
Now you're saying that I can't be loved for who I really am. I have to become some artificial freak to be popular with boys.
You're twisting everything I say. I don't understand you at all. I'm just trying to be helpful, like any good father.
You are sure doing a miserable job of it.
Last week you wanted to be a model. I heard you talking to your friends about it.
Well, I changed my mind. Why would anybody want to enter such a stupidly self-centered profession?
Did Phil break up with you for some reason? Is that what this is all about?
Well, yes, if you really want to know the details of my miserable social life. But he didn't break up with me. I broke up with him. He can't appreciate what a genuinely wonderful person I am, even if I don't have perfect looks. He's just an immature boy who can't see the real me.
Okay, I understand now. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. Would you like to go to the store and get some ice cream with me?
Sure, but don't you think that's too fattening?
One ice cream cone won't make much difference, except that it'll help you feel better about yourself.
Thanks, Dad. And I didn't mean it when I said you were insensitive. I was just mad at Phil, that's all.
I know.
You're a wonderful father.
Questions. 1. Do you ever have any conversations with your parents in which you talk around some issue instead of addressing it directly? Tell us in detail. 2. Is Penny being too emotional, in your opinion? Justify your answer. 3. When her father says Penny needs to lose weight but offers to get her an ice cream cone, do you think he is being a hypocrite? Explain your response. Read and discuss. Food at the right speed. The long trend in the food industry has long been towards speed and convenience. Fast food has dominated the modern, quick-paced urban lifestyle. Many people are constantly busy, even multitasking, and want to save time whenever they can. So they love fast food restaurants. They can arrive at the eatery, choose a more or less healthy meal, pay for it, eat it, and go back to work in a few minutes. If they eat at home, canned or frozen products require very little time or talent to prepare. But a new counter-trend has begun taking a larger and larger niche of the market. Some people still like to take their time. They want to enjoy the experience of their meal, whether fixed at home or eaten outside. They insist that food that is slowly, carefully prepared is tastier, more nutritious, and more enjoyable than the rapid kind. They may also want to have a nice conversation while they eat, and they don't want to be rushed. As a result, slow food is making a comeback. Questions. 1. What does multitasking have to do with eating? 2. What are the alleged advantages of fast food? 3. What are the alleged advantages of slow food? Pictures talk. One. Questions. 1. How much snack food do you eat a day? What do you usually have? 2. Are you calorie conscious when you eat something? Why or why not? 3. Name 5 favorite high-calorie snacks.
2. Questions. 1. Can you resist enjoying instant or junk food? 2. Why do you think a lot of your most enjoyed foods are nutritionally unbalanced and thus blamed for your poor health? 3. If you continue to eat junk food and become unhealthy, who do you think is responsible? You, your parents, the manufacturers, or the government? What's your advice? 1. I know that I weigh a bit too much, and I'm embarrassed about it. I keep trying to lose some of my excess weight and have tried everything from various diets to regular workouts at the gym, but nothing seems to work. I have finally concluded that the mission is impossible and have come to realize that maybe it would be better to remain as I am. Maybe boys won't think I'm attractive, but I'm tired of all the mental stress of trying to be someone I'm not. I guess that the problem is genetic, so it's out of my control. But what do you think? Should I stop trying to lose weight or should I keep trying?
2. I might be a chubby boy, as everyone keeps reminding me, but I am angry about people's bigotry. I am an all-A student, a good athlete in several sports like golf, and a diligent worker. But people who don't even know me think I'm slow-witted, clumsy, and lazy. I can't understand why they are so prejudiced against me. Do you have any advice about how to educate those ignorant people? Or can you tell me how to get rid of the resentment over their prejudgment?